Welcome back, True Seeker. Yesterday, Sunday, August 26th, 2018, it became a national news story that the French Open banned the catsuit, which Serena Williams just wore upon returning from her pregnancy. And Stephen A. Smith on ESPN this morning said this is absolutely racism. He said years ago there was a white woman who wore a white catsuit and nobody said a peep about it. He says, now look, a black woman comes back, wears a black catsuit, and next thing you know, it's banned. Well, what Stephen A. Smith doesn't talk about is that all news media is contrived propaganda. And these athletes are used as symbolism in the contrived propaganda, something we've been talking about for years. By understanding this, it was how I called the Broncos over the Carolina Panthers Super Bowl, the year of Super Bowl 50, months in advance. And not only did I call what teams would be in it, who would win, I also called who would be the MVP, Von Miller, and why there'd be a Black Panther tribute at the game, as there was. Beyonce was criticized at the halftime show for dressing up as a Black Panther. Called all those things months before the game was played. And we'll revisit how I did that. But let's just talk about the date of this news, why this is happening at the French Open. We'll start with the French Open piece. In Gematria is this important language to elites. If you've ever heard the term the cabal, meaning that powerful, secret political faction, it comes from Kabbalah, which has the core belief that God created the world by merging the letter with the number. So this language of letters and numbers, this is the knowledge of the elite ruling class. It's used every single day in media, which is here to program the populace with the thoughts and ideas and beliefs that the elites want the people they rule over to have. Anyway, French Open in Gematria sums to 59, like Negro, like slave, like blues. And it's no coincidence that the American Civil War ended on May 9th, 5-9. It's also not a coincidence that that war began on April 12th, the 102nd day of the year, because the word slavery sums to 102. The word slave is 59. Slavery just has an R and Y on it. R is the 18th letter, Y is the 25th. 18 plus 25 is 43. Add 43 onto 59, you're at 102. American Civil War began on the 102nd day of the year, ended on 5/9. And just like every war in U.S. history, you can see why it began the date it did and why it ended the date it did by understanding Gematria. Every war has been this way. If you doubt that, pick up my book, Letters and Numbers. You know, I wrote this book to prove all this to the world undeniably, and I've done just that. My book is undeniable. You've never picked up anything and read anything more convincing in your life, I guarantee it. Anyhow, let's move on to the other part of this, the catsuit. This came Sunday, August 26th. Notice Serena in Gematria sums to 26. She's won a lot of big matches in her history, 6'2", 2'6". Her name also has Gematria of 62. The story comes in August 26th. We hear about Serena's catsuit getting banned. She was born September 26th, once upon a time in history. What you should know is that if you write out 26 as a word, it sums to 42, like Jackie, who wore the number 42. Like the slang term brothers, like the N-word, like February, which is Black History Month, which ends on the 59th day of the year. History sums to 42. Slavery also sums to 42 when you use the rules of numerology. Bus 42, boy 42, and a whole lot more. Point is, these numbers, they get stamped on Black history a lot. And with regards to it being the cat suit, notice the word cat has Gematria of 24, the reflection of 42. On this same day that this news broke, there was a story out of Jacksonville, the home of the Jaguars, a cat, where it was said that a 24-year-old named David Katz, K-A-T-Z, shot up a Madden 19 tournament. And just 24 days before that story, on August 2nd, it was announced that the Jaguars had won the simulation of Super Bowl 53 for Madden. That was a national news story. that Madden simulation has been very accurate for more than a decade. Last year for the AFC Championship, it had the Patriots over the Jaguars, for example. So 24 days prior, Jaguars win the Madden simulation. 24 days later, the Jacksonville Madden tournament is shot up by a 24-year-old shooter again named Cats. And the other cat team in the NFL that's 24 years old this year is the Carolina Panthers. And they are the team that was used in the race war symbolism for Super Bowl 50. For another cat that has to do with black people, think about the Black Panthers, established by Huey P. Newton in the Bay Area where Super Bowl 50 was hosted. That's where the Panthers lost, where the quarterback is Cam Newton. Huey P. Newton established the Black Panthers. The name Huey P. Newton in Gematria sums to 58. Cam Newton became the 58th quarterback to start in a Super Bowl. And also with regards to football and race symbolism, coming back to 42, the first black quarterback to win a Super Bowl in the NFL was of the Redskins, Doug Williams. The Redskins won with 42 points. The only other black QB to win a Super Bowl is Russell Wilson, who plays in the 42nd state, Washington State, where the Seahawks are from. And Seahawks also has that Gematria 42. Not arbitrary. Both black quarterbacks also beat the white Denver Broncos. Always the race symbolism. That's how we knew it would be the Panthers and the Broncos in Super Bowl 50. A clear symbolism. So do you see what they're doing here? Serena's Catsuit, the Cats shooting in Jacksonville. There's other layers to this story, and I'm going to peel those back in the next video. The ongoing narrative in the NFL with the protesting of the flag, it has everything to do with race. You know, the majority of the protesters have been black. Talk about that next and what it has to do with John Madden being 82 years old and the word flag in Gematria summing to 82 and the Jaguars winning the simulation on 8/2. We'll take it all apart in the next video. Till next time.